We've talked about it a lot already. The Calgary Flames yesterday, before we recorded this show, they announced that Daryl Sutter had been relieved of his duties as president of hockey operations. Don Maloney sat in front of the assembled media at the Dome, and he laid out just how he came to the decision to let Daryl go.
I interviewed 35 or 25 players, coaches, coaching staff, training staff, spoke to prominent agents for who represent key players on our team, and it became clear to me that we needed a new voice. I found that I think in today's world, he's a firm coach, a hard coach, a demanding coach, that there's a shelf life to that type of coaching. And unfortunately for us, I think that his time, obviously I felt his time expired with us.
And I'll add before I get your thoughts on it, because you have kind of touched on it already. But talking about the conversations, now that's internal. You have those end of season player meetings, and of course he met with Daryl. He said he sat down with Daryl for over 2 hours. Oof, would have been a treat. But he added there, and he got into it a little bit more in detail about how the game has changed, and now the players, they hold a lot of power in their hands now. They've got the guaranteed contracts and all of that. In situations like this, as we saw, it's not about handing over power to the players, but they have some leverage in these situations.
And again, I think it's today's player too. 10 years and 20 years ago, they wouldn't say boo generally, but now the players of today, they want a voice, they have a voice, and you have to listen to that voice. They had some real observations and how in their minds, how we should move forward.
They had some real observations, Rhett. Had some real observations.
I think they were fed up with the coach. They've got rid of the coach. It's very worrisome. What's that saying? The prisoners are running the prison or whatever.
Yeah. Inmates in the asylum. And he actually brought that up at the press conference. But I guess the flip side to that is when you are the president of hockey ops or the general manager and you have a steady stream of players echoing the same sentiments about the coach, there has to be a point where you take that into consideration, right?
Absolutely. But I would also like to know what Daryl reported back to him on his players. I think that to me would be as interesting as what the players said. I get the players don't want to play for him anymore. I get that he's a hard ass. I get that he grinds you. I get that you're sick of him. I understand that part. My question is, he's not an idiot. What's he telling Maloney about those guys in the room?
Yeah, that would be 2.5 hours, 2 hours plus. Who's dominating the conversation? It would have been a fly in the wall situation. Now you brought it up. So Treliving leaves. Brad Treliving leaves because, and again, it's no, this is just he needs a break. He just needs a break. It's this is not about the relationship with the coach, but yet it's pretty clear. An unworkable relationship with Daryl. That's why Treliving left. So now that Daryl is gone, is there any chance Treliving comes back?
I interviewed 35 or 25 players, coaches, coaching staff, training staff, spoke to prominent agents.
That's the wrong clip.
Who represent key players on our team.
Okay. I figured I had that labeled incorrectly. Is it 3 or Maloney? Whichever one we haven't played. Not Maloney 4, Maloney 1. I got so many friggin' clips here trying to do this Pinder report and everything. Anyway, F it. He said basically, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
We had some good news last week when talking to Oliver Shillington.
No, stop. Okay, we're going to play that one. Good news, Oliver Shillington. We've seen the shit online. He's doing kettlebells and skating and looking good and all of that. This was Maloney talking about a conversation that he's had. Looks like maybe Shillington could be back.
We had some good news last week when talking to Oliver Shillington. It certainly seems he's in a very good place. Told told me he's excited about coming back next season, which is a very positive for the organization.
There you go. So
top 4 defenseman if he can get back to what he was.
You think that has anything to do with the coaching change?
Boy, no, I don't think so. If it does, that's some kind of balls that Shillington has. The guy that finally played you, gave you a bunch of ice time, got you a fat new contract. Like, I'm going to take the year off. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, moving on. NHL last night. We've talked about it already. It felt like the youth of the New Jersey Devils. They were outshot, but that was about it. It was a lot of New Jersey as they beat the New York Rangers by way of shutout in Game 7 to advance. Akira Schmidt has been a great story. His numbers have been outstanding. He took over for Vitek Vanacek. 4-1 through the 5 games that he's been in. A 1.39 goals against, a 951 save percentage. He joins Carey Price, Ilya Brizgalov, Felix Potvin, and Chico Resch as the only rookie goalies to post a Game 7 shutout win. Do you remember the Ilya Brizgalov? That was when he was with the Mighty Ducks. What year was that? 2006, a Game 7 shutout. I believe you were there for that one, weren't you?
Yeah, but it could have been very similar to this game where it was a bunch of old guys trying to beat a bunch of young guys.
Right. That's right. So there you see it, 4-0. The final on that. Hischier was great. Andre Palat 2 assists. He was tremendous. And it's a lot of looking in the mirror for the Rangers. We talked about it with Frank earlier. Patrick Kane and Tarasenko and a lot of these guys.
Well, Fox had 8 assists, I think, in the series. He got absolutely walked last night for the first goal. Like, embarrassing. Like, just outworked and just, can't play my own end. I'm terrible, right? Like, I don't know what to make of that.
There were a lot of people that cover the Rangers said that was his worst game as a Ranger. So, bad timing for that, obviously, because he's been a Norris Trophy candidate, and he's been that kind of a guy. Now, also last night, we saw another one, maybe not a more punishing open ice hitter in the game right now than Jacob Trouba. Remember, he caught Nazem Kadri when the Flames played the Rangers, and Kadri's a veteran. This is a guy that's not usually going to get caught with his head down, but popped his bucket right off of his head, knocked him down, snapped his neck. It seems like lately these hits are becoming bigger and more violent, and last night we saw maybe the most violent one of all. He catches Timo Meier as he comes in over the blue line with his head down, and a lot of varying opinions on this one. You've got a player whose head is down. He's kind of bent over. Trouba comes off the bench, a quick change, so Meier doesn't really see him until the last minute, obviously. But that's a freight train. Do you have an opinion on this? Because a lot of people seem to.
I love it. Great hit.
Man. If you're going to allow hitting in the game, and there are rules where your feet need to be on the ice and you have to tuck your elbows and you can't.
He did it all right.
It's all there. It's all there. And luckily for Meier, he goes into the old concussion protocol and he was okay. So, or as okay as you could be. Wonder what that's. Hey, sorry, I nearly killed you. Yeah, thanks for not killing me. That's awesome. You almost did. You did almost kill me. But thanks for not completely killing me. Yeah, thanks for that. Because we're going on to round 2. I don't know what you're doing, but you go kill somebody else, I guess. So yes, we are off to round 2. Florida, Toronto will open things tonight at the Scotiabank Arena, and no one in Toronto knows what to do with themselves. They don't know where are we going. Do you go to a game? How does this work? Round 2, they can't figure it out. But there it is, the season series between the Leafs and the Panthers. Leafs go 3-0-1. Not a defensive struggle. Goals against and goals for both teams well over 3 in this in this thing. So we'll see.
I would say it will be very difficult for the Panthers to win this first game. After the emotion of playing on Sunday night, now it's Tuesday, you're right back in it. There has to be a natural reaction to have a deep breath. Ooh, okay. Now you're back playing, and I think they're going to have a tough time against the Leafs talent. I'm a little worried about that.
In the series or overall or just tonight for game one?
I think tonight for sure, but overall as well. I think that that individual talent of the Leafs is going to be tough.
That's the first of two games tonight. The other one will get started at 7:30. That has the Seattle Kraken, fresh off of their upset win over Colorado. They're in Dallas. The Stars, 2-0-1 in the 3 meetings against the Kraken. Feel like the Stars are and again, not a lot of people pick the Kraken. The Kraken are a tough out, but I'm kind of with you on this one. I think that it was awesome for Seattle to play the way they did, but I just can't help but wonder if Dallas is a little bit too deep. We knew about Colorado that they were banged up and had some stuff going on. I don't know. Dallas seems like they're right where they want to be going into this one. So that's the second game that we'll see. Now, tomorrow, the other 2 series will get going. New Jersey, they will take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes maybe took a game or 2 longer than they would have liked to get past the Islanders. But there you see it, pretty close. 2-1-1 in the 4 games were the New Jersey Devils. The
should be a hell of a series, this one.
It should. And again, you talked about it. It was glaring how much slower the Rangers looked at times compared to the New Jersey Devils. I think Carolina plays with some speed. They've got some younger forwards that zip around. This should be a track meet for sure. I don't know. In some ways, Hurricanes versus Devils doesn't have that sex appeal. On paper, it doesn't feel like that when you just look at the teams, but this could be maybe the match of round number 2 because, like you say, it should be fast as hell. I need some Rhett Warner in there.
No, you don't at all. Slow things down. No. I'm going to have a hard time picking this one when we do our picks.
Yeah. And then the other game tomorrow, Edmonton and Las Vegas. The Vegas Golden Knights. Oilers went 3-0-1 against Vegas in the regular season. Their power play is stupid. I mean, their power play is stupid. It was 60% in round 1, 56% against Vegas in those 4 games. Those whistles, the whistles go away as the playoffs get. They really go away. Because when you're at a 60% clip on the man advantage, you're gonna be able to absorb some mistakes 5-on-5. I don't know. This one doesn't feel hard for me to pick when we do our picks a little bit later. I don't like it, but it feels easy for me to make this one. It's not ideal, Bob. Not ideal. Moving on, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the... there you go. There you see it. So there it is. So you just look at those teams. Yeah, you expect Dallas, I guess, to kind of be there, but Oilers and Leafs and Panthers and Canes, it's just... On the surface, that's a weird feeling second round kind of a bracket, even though I think all teams deserve to be there. I guess that's a good... Is there one team that you think shouldn't be there based on how they got through round 1?
No, I thought Seattle outplayed Colorado. Vegas, the Jets were terrible. I thought LA was a good team, but the Oilers they've got too much. Dallas was good.
I thought Jersey got great goaltending out of the Akira Schmid, but it was not like a series where they didn't deserve to win, but their goalie outplayed the other guy. I think all of those teams, when you look at them, played well enough and deserved to get through.
Just surprisingly, and people be upset, but the Leafs probably had the biggest comebacks, right?
All 3 overtime games, yeah.
3 overtime games, right? But none of them surprised me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Leafs.
Yeah. Wonder what world are we living in? Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Boston Red Sox. Now we go straight to the bottom of the ninth inning, tied at 5. Jordan Romano in for the Blue Jays to put this thing to bed. There's Alex Verdugo. We had him on a couple weeks ago for firing out F-bombs during the broadcast. Ball game. Bottom 9, solo shot. Doogie wins it. 6-5. I don't get the turning out the lights. Everyone's turning the lights out now when they celebrate. It's like you can't see shit. Do you like a good walk-on, the celebration and everything at home plate? They're dancing and throwing seeds around. Someone's got to pick all that shit up. That's the thing I don't like about it.
I don't know. I mean, on one hand, you want the guys to be excited and having fun. On the other hand, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Act like
I guess have fun. Have fun.
Somebody's
Somebody's got to go out there with a broom and a dustpan and sweep up all those sunflower seeds you're throwing around. Poor custodial staff.
That's good. They get paid a lot of money to do it. Great job. Benefits.
Blue Jays back-to-back losses. They will continue their 4-game visit to Boston. Yusei Kikuchi goes for the Jays today. And last one for you. How do you feel about when the home run celebrations, the Blue Jays had the jacket. We showed the one team, they've got the trident and the Viking hat, and they're doing all kinds of things. The Detroit Tigers had the Red Wings hockey gear, the helmet and stuff like that. The Washington Nationals, because I guess it's the founding fathers in Washington. It's like the birthplace of I don't know. It's something. It's the U.S. Capitol, right? So, in tribute, you're American, so you would know more about this than me. They've got the wig. Hey, patriotic.
It's terrible.
There you have it. Every team's got it.
Don't like it.
No?
Trying too hard.
you would.
Trying too hard.
I've seen you wear wigs. You were having fun. That is the Pinder Report. It is a presentation of Village Honda. Turn your vehicle into cash today during the $1 Million Buy-In event. They'll buy yours even if you don't buy theirs. Sellers get a tropical cruise for 2. What? Exclusively at Village Honda in the Northwest Auto Mall. Your dealership for life.